What an honor it is to talk to Dr. John Kani, the best actor in the world, and he is proudly from South Africa. Doctor, thank you for joining me today. How are you?
I am fine, and thank you for the compliment. I'll record it.
You know what? You know what? Facts only today. Facts
Thank you.
only. You are back as Rafiki in Mufasa in the Lion King franchise. Congratulations, first of all. In 2019, we went crazy because you were in the Lion King. We were like, Dr. John Kani is in the Lion King. This is massive. We had barely calmed down from the fact that we saw you in the Marvel universe as T'Chaka. But would you have ever imagined that you would be voicing, a character in something like The Lion King? Let's go back to, Sizwe Banzi is dead. Like when you started your career, would you ever have imagined you'd be doing something like this?
Well, you always, as a child, have a little dream. In the 50s, everybody in the family asks you, when you finish school, what are you going to be? You're doing standard six for crying out loud. So you ask, what are you going to be? Well, I want to be a train driver. No, I've never seen a black train driver. I want to be a policeman. No, I don't want to arrest people. What do you want to be? I want to be a teacher. So you make these dreams. And I always wanted to be a storyteller, from the great tradition of my grandmother who told us stories. So when I did Sizwe Banzi's Dead and all the works I've done in theater, I've always just been happy with telling stories. When the breakthrough happened and I got into the movie world, and I realized that the world was opening to me, and that I was reaching far beyond the little streets of New Brighton and Langa and Guguletu and Kwazakele and Mlazi. And that was for me a blessing that I honor and value all my life, to be given the opportunity to speak to a broader audience about issues that are important to me. So when I, in 2019, played Rafiki, and I thought, wow, what a great story. You know yourself that when somebody says, there's another installment, you say, okay, is it going to be greater than the last one? But this one is epic. Working with Barry Jenkins, award-winning Oscar director, working with the great team that I had before. Some of them are still in 2019, and new people coming into the fold. It was like, here is a moment to see Tusombedu, Kagiso also in it. And I felt like it's opening up. We're now part of the global planning of next projects in Hollywood and in South Africa. So this is a moment to celebrate and really know that we are part of a greater universe.
Indeed, it is. That's very well put. I like that. Your son Atandwa has followed in your footsteps. He obviously acted with you in Black Panther, but The Lion King itself, is it something that dad and son used to watch together when he was younger?
Of course, we couldn't watch TV in 1984. It was this Lion King thing. And they would always say, can you put it on? I even bought that little cartridge to play it before it became
Yes.
DVDs, and watch it. And said, can we watch something else? I want to see the news. So that when in 2019, well, incidentally, I have 4 sons, 3 daughters, 10 grandchildren. Atandwa is one of them. So the noise came from around me and all over. And
Okay.
yesterday in
Okay.
the grand opening here, I went with 2 of my grandchildren who came to me afterwards and says, Granddad, high five. That was great. We liked you. They didn't say we like Rafiki. They didn't say the voice. They say we liked you. Therefore, I felt having achieved to have given a human identity of Rafiki that people could relate to. And those people who like me as John Kani will like Rafiki.
So it's interesting you mention, the way Rafiki was portrayed by you. I feel like it was very on brand. It's just a wise man with lots of experience who is a great storyteller that commands time and presence with everyone around him. Is that how it was in the studios and, when you were recording this? Was it like that with the crew around you?
Of course, I mean, now at my age, I walk on set and someone says, oh my God, I studied you at Yale. Oh my God, I saw you in that production in Buxton, Cape Town. I saw you in the production on Broadway. I saw you in that movie. So there's that recognition of the work I've done and the status, which then makes it comfortable. And even the director said, I've always wanted to work with you. That gives you, and I also in return says, I've loved your work all my life. So in that way, you get the opportunity in the studio to interact with people who have Googled you, so to say,
Yes.
so they know who you are and know what you've done. So you walk in with that kind of reputation and history of what you've done, and also theirs as well, and you interact. I mean, to walk and Seth Rogen says, hey, I saw you in New York in that production of Caesar Banzai.
Yeah.
And those kind of quips. And then you walk in and here's Kiara says, oh, I saw you when my mom was with you in the 2019,
Yes.
and she was there, Beyonce's daughter. And she's now my granddaughter in the movie storyline, because I tell the entire
Amazing.
Mufasa story to Kiara. And of course, Pumbaa and Timol making all the
Yes.
current comments on it. So it's like we know each other now. Our atmosphere is much easier and much more jovial and celebrating the kind of work and the story of Mufasa.
Dr. John Kani, just very briefly, one more question. What is it that you appreciated most about how the storyline of Mufasa rolled out? Personally, for me, it was that we got a bit of a backstory for Mufasa. And of course, Scar. You got to appreciate Scar's story a little bit more. Is it similar for you?
Absolutely. I mean, we meet people, we see a family, and we see sometimes feuds and clashes within each family. And this time, we just take some layers off to understand the origin of the story, to understand the beginning and where the story and what it is. Someone said in Hollywood, you know what, Dr. Kani, now having seen this, I'm going to see the 2019, because now I will appreciate it much more when I see the version before. So he says, I'm going to tell everybody, see this one, and then go get the copy of the first one, 2019, and then now you will understand why everything falls into place, and you understand, okay, now I understand.
Dr. John Kani, it's good to see you again. Thank you very much for your time and congratulations on the film.
Thank you. See you on the 20th December in Cape Town in all cinemas.